Yo, so YouTube. So I'm not gonna lie, man. I am a little bit getting a little bit more fatigued now because of the strength training S type of style that I decided to incorporate. Because for you guys that know, I am deadlifting now. So on Mondays, that's my strength training days for my push day. So what I end up doing is I just go for my 1 rep max on the bench, and then I just switch back to just regular training for hypertrophy, and then do the same thing on Tuesdays as well. Except for I don't 1 rep max on the deadlift. The reason for that is because I just think it's a little bit too dangerous. So instead, I just add 2.5 kg now to my deadlift every single week, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with my bench as well. Right now, my deadlift is at 230, and you guys will see at the end of this video, you'll see a clip of me doing some reps with the 230, and I think it moved pretty well. So next week, I get to move up again on the deadlift and I go for 235. And then my bench is stuck though. I'm stuck at 82 kg, which is 175 pounds. So I'm stuck at the 82 kg bench. We'll see if I can get it next week. If I don't get it next week, then that just means I have to keep on trying until I can get it. But I have about four more weeks left because I've been strength training now for I think 3 or 4 weeks now. So the plan is what I want to do is I'll do these period cycles where I will strength train for 8 weeks and keep on 1 rep maxing on my bench and keep on deadlifting. And after those 8 weeks are over, I will take a 4 week break and give myself some downtime to recover. And then once I'm recovered, I will go back and do the strength training for 8 weeks and just keep on repeating that process. What I will also say though is during the downtime, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop like benching or deadlifting. I'm going to keep on benching and deadlifting, right? Because that's the only way to keep on improving my form and technique. Because what will happen is if I stop deadlifting completely, then I'm going to forget my form and technique and then have to redo that over again. I don't want to do that, right? So I'm probably just going to go very, very, very light on the deadlift and just only keep on practicing my form and technique, and that's about it, right? I'm not going to be pushing for PRs or going really heavy because that's going to be the time for me to just recover. I think that's also what a lot of powerlifters do, I believe, is they have like SBD days, they call them, or like periodization, where they have certain PRs they have to hit for squat, bench, and deadlift. And then once they hit these PRs, they will take a break and take some downtime and get ready for hitting that next PR, whatever that is, in the whether it's squat, bench, or deadlift. And then once they hit that, they'll take a break and then come back again, and they keep on doing that. I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked too deep into that though, but I probably will have to do more research on that and how they plan their training cycles. Because I think that's kind of what I want to try to do, right? And I see a lot of potential right now with doing this. Like my strength has skyrocketed because of that, right? Because what I said before, I was only able to do like maybe a plate. I was struggling with like a plate and or with a single plate of 45 and maybe like a 10 or 20 or 25 pound plate on the T-bar row. And then when I started doing the deadlift, I'm able to now do 2 plates on the T-bar row, which is a massive difference, right? One plate on the T-bar row versus 2 plates, like that's pretty insane. Then also the pull-ups, I'm a lot more stronger when it comes to the pull-ups. Like the pull-ups don't even feel that hard anymore, and that's because of the deadlift. So have gained a lot of strength just because of that right off the rip. What I will also say though is it is a little bit more fatiguing, right? You do definitely feel it. The day after the deadlift is my leg day, so I did the leg day yesterday, and I was definitely feeling a little bit. I can definitely tell I was somewhat sore because of the deadlifts. So it wasn't like that bad, but I can tell it was like I can still feel it from the deadlifts, right? So that is one thing as well as using the deadlift does use a lot of muscles. It uses your legs and your lower back and your arms as well, right? It doesn't just hit one muscle. It hits a lot of muscles and also is supposedly really good for your posterior chain. So that's kind of the reason why the deadlift is not the greatest in terms of like purely just building muscle because it doesn't focus on one specific muscle, right? It's not like you're isolating. Uh, it's not like you're isolating a specific muscle. Like one of the bodybuilders I watch, his name is Wesley Vissers. He I was watching his pull day, and a lot of some of his pull exercises, they're isolated movements where they're primarily trying to focus like only one or two muscles really. But something like the deadlift is not really like that, right? It basically targets all muscles, right? Or maybe not all muscles, but a lot of them, pretty much like a ton of muscles. So it's a lot more different exercise and style of training. But anyways, besides that rant about that, the progress in the gym has been pretty good. That form on those tricep movements were a little bit questionable, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That was my third superset, so I was feeling a little bit more fatigued. I noticed that when I start to become more tired, my form starts to just fall apart, and I start to use a little bit more cheat than normal. Right? I tried to hold down the eccentric a little bit on the tricep pushdowns using the straight bar, but then sometimes I will like almost kind of let go of that eccentric really fast because my triceps are just getting really tired and they're just giving out. So I'm not sure what I might do. Maybe I'll lower the weight and do a drop set on my third sets now. That way I don't have to sacrifice my form. So maybe I might try that for a little bit and see how that goes. Um, Also, you will see at the end of this video, you will see the deadlift session that I did on Tuesday, which I did not end up recording. But what I did on that day was I did two sets for the deadlift, and then I did some pull-ups, or I just did an AMRAP, which is as many reps as possible. Just one set of pull-ups, and I used neutral grip, and I was able to get like 10 clean reps with good technique and form. And then I moved over to some barbell row, and I think I was doing 115 or maybe 110 on the barbell row. I was just using two 35-pound plates, and I did that for about 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And then I moved over to some lat pull down, 3 sets. I used like one overhand grip, and then I also used one where I used supinated grip. And then I moved over to a rowing machine where I used the vertical grip because I'm trying to target my lats. I'm not too sure if I want to keep the rowing machine. Maybe I might toss it out and replace it with something else that's more lat focused. Because I noticed that my lats are kind of really weak. Actually, that's one thing I haven't paid too much attention to really is my lats. So I think I need to find some type of pullover maybe, or some type of pullover movement maybe that can help me with that, or some type of machine maybe. We'll have to see. I'm not too sure. My college campus gym, which is one I'll be going to because I'm going back next week because when I have school starting again. The gym is really sweet because it has a T-bar row. This gym right now, which you're seeing in this video, does not have a T-bar row, and the T-bar row is an incredible back exerciser machine. So that's really nice thing about my college campus gym, and it also has a hammer strength leg machine, which is also really nice, but it doesn't have as many machines as this one does. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for me. And maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow.